Hi Libra, welcome to High Vibe. My name is Nell Nicole. I will be your tarot reader / astrologer for the day. Welcome to those of you who are returning. Welcome back to those of you who, welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are returning. We will be doing things a little bit different today. I'm trying to keep the readings under 15 minutes, so I'll be talking really fast, just as a disclaimer. I have two decks. I'm going to be using the Angel Oracle deck by Miss Doreen Virtue, as well as the Life Purpose deck by Doreen Virtue for the advice. I'd also like to incorporate more astrology into my reading, so I actually have a chart here. We're going to be reading for the Libra Ascendant, so that will still be valid for the Sun and Moon, but it will be most resonant for those with Libra risings, okay? For more information, please check out videos for your particular Sun, Moon, and Rising sign to get a synopsis of what your next couple of months will look like. This reading will be valid for December 2019 as well as January 2020. And with that being stated, let's go ahead and get started. So Libra, where's my Libra at? All right, you guys. You've got, let's see what's going on here. Second house, Libra. So in the house of your values, how you see yourself, where you place values on the things that you have, right, and that you've acquired. You guys have Mars there, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of action happening to try to get that bag, okay? You guys are going to want to put the walk behind the talk as it pertains to acquiring things, as it pertains to and it's Scorpio, so it's probing into another person's or other people's I almost want to say resources in order to make yourself grander and to bring yourself more value. So I almost want to say value through association, okay? But it's going to require you to take some initiative in order to be in that space to be able to receive those things. It's going to take for you to move your feet in order for you not to lose your seat, okay? And you also have Mercury there. Mercury being the planet of communication. You're going to be wanting to do a lot of talking as it pertains to, you know, either your finances or just, you know, your occupation, what it is that you have, the resources that you have, the connections that you have. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of moving and talking, lots of action going there that will result in, I think, strengthening your bank account, okay? Third house, you got the Sun, so you see yourself in this very communicative space. You might even be speaking to people about ways in which you can help expand their horizons and expand their knowledge on certain topics, okay? Or even speaking to other people about how they can help you expand, but I see it being more so you doing the talking, because it is the Sun, and the Sun is representative of the ego, of the self, of how we see the self, how we view ourselves, okay? And so it's in Sagittarius, which is the house of higher learning, expansive views, freedom, and really just knowledge, okay? So you're going to be dropping some fucking knowledge. I crack myself up. You're going to be dropping some knowledge this month, and even into next month, you guys. Yeah, that's going to be dope for you guys. All right, let's go. Libra, third house. Fourth house, there's a lot of things going on in your home life right now, the Libra. You have Pluto and Saturn, both there in Capricorn. So what this is telling me is there's going to be a lot of rules that you're going to have to abide by. Now, structurally, your house might be under some sort of coding regulations, or you might be having to have your house inspected to make sure that it's in compliance with certain coding regulations, or it could even be the family structure within itself, some sort of authority being put over the family, okay? And so with Saturn being there, all of the people who live in the same roof as you, all of the people who identify as your immediate family, right? Your family dynamic is going to have some sort of eyes on it of authority. So it might be judicial, it might be some sort of situation where somebody's dealing with the system and maybe there's a judge involved, or I don't know. But there's something going on here where there's some sort of judgment being had, because Capricorn is, or Saturn is, the taskmaster, okay? It is the one that comes through to make sure that we're doing things the way that we're supposed to be doing things, and either we're right or we're not, okay? So in the areas where you're doing everything correctly, you're going to see that the discipline that you provided for your home structure is going to be beneficial to you all. And if you guys are not, or if you have a rogue family member, then they're going to be hitting their head on a couple different, you know, roadblocks, simply because Saturn is just not about that right now. As far as Pluto goes being there, there's some sort of ancestral karma that has to be worked through either by you or by somebody in your family. Okay, so there could be issues that arise because of that, but like I said, and it's deep psychological patterns in behavior, patterns in thought, conditioning patterns, okay, that might be affecting the family right now. And so it's going to be up to you to sort of make sure that everybody is on an even keel, doing the right thing and working through their traumas. That's just kind of what it is. We also have Jupiter there, which Jupiter goes everywhere and makes things sort of like a bigger deal. And so you might be feeling some sort of level of expansion within the family, whether that's getting a bigger house, putting an addition onto the house, receiving some sort of inheritance from a mother figure. It could be expanding the family. Someone in your family could be pregnant. Okay, more babies, or and even with it just being holiday season, you could just have a bunch of people staying in your house right now because they are here for the holidays. Okay, and then we also have Venus here. Venus is where we find the things that we appreciate, the things that we really like. It's the sweetness of life. Okay, so being that this is here, even with the karmic planets both being here, and I mean everybody in your house is gonna have to pay up to these benevolent energies. Okay, if they're doing right, they're gonna be in the line to receive the blessings, and if they're doing wrong, it's like Santa Claus right now. Like Santa's checking his list, checking it twice. He's gonna see who's naughty or nice, and if you're being nice, then you're gonna get all of those blessings. And if you're not doing the work, and if you're not being a team player, and if you're not nurturing and being a protector as far as the family goes, then you will be receiving those slaps on the wrist. Okay, so that's you guys' fourth house, 4, 5, 6. Sixth house when it comes to daily routines and just the function of your daily responsibilities. You may really feel like you're killing shit, but there's still some loose ends. I'm trying to tell you, you got some rose-colored glasses on right now. And it could pertain to your health. It could pertain to your daily routine. It could pertain to how you're keeping your house. Okay, how you're keeping up with your overall responsibilities. I want you to be as grounded as possible. Try to keep as many lists as possible. Go get those checkups at the doctor. Don't allow yourself to think, oh no, I'm good, you know, I don't need to do that extra tune up. It's like sixth house is a space where we find we need to, it's the Virgo house, excuse me for that. It's the Virgo house. So it's the house where things need to be detailed, organized, and in order for the daily function to be what it needs to be. And you have Neptune there. Neptune is where things get foggy. It's smoke and mirrors. It's the fantasy. And so you could be feeding into this fantasy. I mean, your daily life could look like a dream. You could finally be into a space where you feel like, wow, this is really the lifestyle that I've always wanted. But please make sure that you're still doing your due diligence and you're not slacking in any very important areas. Because it will come back to bite you if you are. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh house, in the house of open enemies, you have a open wound there. So you could have some people that are not really on your team who are vexing you right now, or some insecurities about the way that you relate to those who are in your intimate circle. Okay, your friendships, your marriage, your relationships, your business partners. Okay, just make sure that you are not showing your weaknesses is really what I want to say, because wherever Chiron is the wounded healer. So it's the space in our chart where we feel the most insecure. So you want to make sure that in the space of relationships, you're not showing like you got your poker face on, okay? Because if you're feeling vulnerable, you're just feeling vulnerable in your relationships, and the moon is there right now too. Today is December 7th. It's not going to stay there, you know, for the duration of how long this reading will be valid for, but for right now, you want to just make sure that you are not being triggered emotionally, okay, and you're not going out on a limb to make yourself set yourself apart from every other person. In a Aries energy doesn't want anybody to take care of them. They just want to be on their own. They don't want to feel like you're trying to be their protector or their provider or anything for them. They're so good on their own, it's ridiculous. So but at the same time, for you, that's a weakness. For somebody else, that might be a strength. For you right now, you don't want to show up like you don't need anybody. Okay, that's not really going to help you out much. Because you may be feeling like you're not as independent as you wish you were. Okay, but at the same time, please accept help from those who are willing to be there for you. Leave space for that. Okay. 7th house, 8th house is you got 8th house in Taurus, and there's Uranus there. So that is going to be like some unexpected changes in your intimate life. So 7th house is house of open enemies. 8th house is really the house of intimacy. right? Those who you fight the battle with, okay? And they see all your scars and they see all your wounds, and they're there to protect you. And when you get hurt, they get hurt. When they get hurt, you get hurt. You know what I mean? Because you guys are in this together. And so you have Uranus here. So people may be acting a little bit funny. I'm not gonna lie, as it pertains to your relationships, there might be some unexpected twists and turns. Okay, 8, 9, 10 in your 10th house. The North Node is there in your 10th house of Cancer. That is going to be amazing for you guys' career, as long as you can learn to incorporate the nurturing aspects and qualities of Cancer and do not run from them. Okay, you need to nurture your reputation. You need to really care about how it is that you're presenting yourself in the world and how people are receiving you. Okay, because as a Libra, you guys are awful diplomatic, but at the same time, you don't want to come across at all as neglectful. You want to be the type of person that goes and can take care of things when they come their way. Okay, so just the very mothering spirit, but in the realm of taking care of your shit. Okay, so making sure that all of your ducks are in a row. And that's pretty much it for the astrological reading. For all the rest of the signs, as I was doing the astrology, I was just pulling cards. You guys don't have very many cards popping out right now. Let's go ahead and ask for what we want. So spirit of love and light and all that is good, please deliver me the messages for Libra for this month, December 2019 into January 2020. Please make these messages very, very deliberate for the collective of Libra. Sun, moon, and rising. What is it that they need to know in order to go along the path of their highest good? A lot of people are getting this mirroring effect, okay? And I think that it has a lot to do with the stuff that's going on in the relationship houses, in the realm of the ancestral karma that's coming through Pluto and Saturn being conjunct in the sky. The two of water. This is the last card I'm going to take. Two of water is you being in a space to where you can see another person clearly and they can see you clearly, and you guys are in understanding, in accordance with each other. And that's a very Libran theme. You guys love harmony. You love when people can compromise. You love when people can really work together. And so I feel like that energy will be made available to you this month. You also have the 5 of air, though. So there will be a certain sense of resistance, okay, that comes. And I think that might just be part of the compromise. Like, what does it say? Learn what you can from the situation. So something might not necessarily go completely the way that you want it to go, but at the same time, don't fight the funk. Just compromise with these people. Be as diplomatic as possible as you can. You know, if there was an unwise choice that was made, do what you can to try to correct it, or do what you can to avert making an unwise choice. All right. Review everyone's motives. I think that being realistic about the way that people are handling things, especially if it's in the realm of business, it will be wise for you just to sort of trust that people are doing what they're doing because that's what they have to do. I think that makes sense. 6 of air is you walking away from something that I want to say no longer serves you, but you're taking the lessons that you learned in that space on with you into the next area. So again, if there is a situation where there is some resistance, ask yourself why there's resistance, because I don't even necessarily know if it's really the fact that there's resistance towards you, or if the situation is just calling for a certain resistance due to the situation or due to the circumstance. Because I feel like people are really seeing you and you're being understood and you're being appreciated, okay? And then you also have the 2 of fire, where it's like the 2 of swords, where you're coming into your own and you're able to make certain decisions for yourself that are based in knowledge and that are based in you making an educated choice for yourself. And so the decision to walk away, the decision to not engage in this very rigid, like, friction type of energy is a conscious decision, okay? And then you have the 5 of water, so it's things not turning out necessarily the way that you hoped, but at the end of the day, like I said, I still feel like it's valuable to you that you're being seen, okay? So you might have thought that things would be a lot bigger and better than they actually are right now. And let's pull some clarifiers, because we're only 14 minutes in. Spirit, do you have any other message for the sign of Libra? The sign of Libra. I do feel like there's a lot going on for you, though, in the area of acquiring. Okay, so even though things didn't go the way that you necessarily wanted them to go, the space that you're moving in right now may still be beneficial for you. Say, for instance, if you got fired, you might receive unemployment. You know what I mean? Or like you might get fired and then end up talking to somebody about it, and you get an even better job offer that's with a job that's even better suited for you. So it's like you're not even mad at your employer because they fired you because you've been late every day. You know what I'm saying? You can't fight with them about that. It's like, okay, I respect you guys. You know, I was good at this job. Give me a good recommendation at the next job. I'm going to try to do better, you know, whatever. And then you have the Two of Air. So yeah, inability to make a decision. So you don't want to get stuck in this indecisive energy. I think just sort of take things as they are, continue to move forward and speak to people about your situation. I think that will really put you in a position to be able to get where you're trying to go via the fact that you have Mars, which is the action planet, and Mercury, which is the thought planet, in your second house, which is a house of values. I think your values might be changing. You might be needing to speak with people and say, hey, the reality that I find myself in doesn't align with my values. It just doesn't. I'm not fulfilled right now. And so instead of fighting with people, let me just go ahead and move on from this situation by taking what I can out of it and moving into a new situation where I'm allowed to make choices and decisions that will be better for me, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. And so the cards that came out for your advice are crystals, school, and freedom. Wow. So I'm going to take, crystals is a little bit too arbitrary for me. Okay. I'm going to take school and I'm going to take freedom. So it says the answers that you seek involve going to school, and then freedom. So I think that for the most part, you guys might find that I don't know why I feel like this is a career reading. Maybe it's because that North Node is in your guys' 10th house. Yeah, it's in your guys' 10th house. And so it might have something to do with a career change or initiating a new career path, okay? And so it's going to take for you to make some decisions. And you might feel a little bit indecisive, but at the same time, you have people in your corner who you really can talk to and say, all right, where I'm coming from, these were the pros, these were the cons, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I no longer want to experience. And really moving forward in a way that allows you to gain some knowledge in a new area that'll make you a better fit, okay? And then freedom. You're free to do what you choose, okay? You can't see this card, but yeah, you're free to do what you choose. You don't have to be bogged down into anybody else's idea about who you are or what you're doing right now. So don't allow that to detour you, Libra. Crystals, I would say, it says your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. So I don't know if you guys via, you have that Pluto and Saturn in your 4th house in your home, okay? So as it pertains to healing your family, there might be some family traumas or dramas, or even like if you lose your job, that's going to affect your family. That's going to affect your household. We talked about maybe even making a move or expanding or anything like that. I do feel like blessings are on the way as it pertains to that, but maybe doing some crystal healing, some spiritual work. And I don't think it necessarily has to be crystals. I really don't. I really feel as though it could be any medium that you use. I mean, it could be affirmations. It could be your Bible. It could be a crystal. It could be, what are some other things? I mean, some self-care that you end up doing, something that you put inside of your body, some tea, some herbs, you know what I mean? Just making sure that you're really feeding into yourself and you're giving yourself the life experience that you really wish to have. So and crystals are really great for having around the house to pull in certain vibrations. If you're interested in buying crystals, I'm selling crystals at nelnicole.com, so there's that. But just whatever is going to really make you feel stable and grounded. I have a smoky quartz on my website that is a grounding stone, and I use it. I had it with me the other day when I went to a really important meeting, and I knocked it out of the park because I'm usually a very high vibe person, and I brought that crystal with me, and I was just so calm and down to earth and grounded. And so if you're interested in spiritual crystal work, you can look on my website, and I actually have descriptions of all the crystals and how they pertain to each chakra, and like which crystals work with which chakra in order to bring in certain healing energies. But do what your spirit compels you to do. Okay, everybody, like I said, if you guys are interested in doing a personal reading with me, you can book one at nelnicole.com. For inquiries, you can always email me at nell4highvibe@gmail.com. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm most active on Twitter. I'm a fool on there. All of that information should be down in the description box below. Actually, you can just find me at Nell Nicole, okay? And I'll see y'all later. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to it, watch videos for your sun, moon, and rising, and share this with somebody that you think might like it. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.